Good evening, folks. How's it going? It's me again, Tim Spence, aka Trusted Troublemaker. And I know last week I discussed what it meant to be a reality junkie. Now I want to pose this to you. Imagine if there were reality police. Now we know about the police. We know about like the CIA, the FBI, the DEA. We know about all these organizations and what it is on paper they're supposed to do and like who exactly they're supposed to pursue and what type of criminal activities they make their mission to stop. Now, for a reality junkie like myself, I guess I wouldn't necessarily be who they would come after, but I would certainly be. I guess I'd be like a informant of some sort. Like it's like someone who's like I know who's getting all the. I know who needs the reality. I know who's not getting enough reality because I'm getting all of it. I'm high off of it constantly, and if anything, I need to kind of thin it. I need like the anti-reality police, but the reality police, to me, in my opinion, if such a thing existed, would be a group of individuals, a network, where it was their mission to ensure that whenever you've gone off the rails, whenever you find yourself breaking character or going off the deep end into a realm that you don't really belong in based on the type of life that you have, they come a knocking. They come smacking you back down right to the floor where you need to be at. So picture this. You decide to invite someone over and you decide to cook for this person. Like you guys met on the internet, whatever. This is the first time you've met. And there's nothing wrong with cooking for somebody on a date, on a first date. You want to make a good impression, but you're not a cook. Nor do you make it a habit of cooking, nor do you know or understand completely how to cook what it is you're preparing for this meal that you're going to offer this other individual. You yourself have very rarely even eaten what it is you're about to make, so you don't even know if you're going to like it. Now, this would be a perfect time for the reality police to come into the picture because they're not only going to save you from yourself, but to save the innocent party who has no idea that you don't know what you're doing. So if you happen to add too much spice to, let's say, a piece of fish and they go to bite into it and there's so much spiciness that their pores dehydrate and they begin to suffocate right in front of you, that would be when the reality police would be like, stop. Like right before he's about to take a bite, he's like, oh, don't mind if I do. The reality police, stop. For the sake of all humanity, stop what you're doing right now. And it's like, who are you guys? Like, I didn't commit any. Oh, yes, he did. You were in fantasy land, and we're coming in here to bring you back down to earth. Now, you know darn well you had no business cooking that salmon when you don't even know what temperature to cook it at. And you had the nerve to not only purchase it, buy it, and put it on your stove, but to serve it to this man who has no idea what's really going on in this situation. That's what you're doing right now. And this guy's like, oh, wow. I sure was about to bite into that. Thank you guys. And you, sir, need to do more research on the people you decide to goes to their houses and eat their food. Don't think you're getting off the hook. Both of you are going downtown. You're coming with us. And they get hauled off to reality jail. Because the thing about reality is that in order for it to work, all the active participants have to be present. They have to be involved. It doesn't make any sense that, like, okay, here I am, I'm perfectly sane, and I'm trying to work out a business deal with someone who thinks he's Willy Wonka. Like, if we're selling candy and trying to make like a magical fairy tale chocolate paradise, maybe that might work. But if we're trying to, like, do some stocks and bonds, I don't know if his mindset's really going to fit the scenario we're trying to create. So the reason I'm suggesting this, or the reason I'm putting it out there, is I think it'd be nice to live in a world where we had, not so much police, reality police, but someone who was willing to come along and smack you back down to reality. Someone who was really to come back and, like, say, hey man, wake up. Because for most of us, I won't say most of us, but for a lot of us, like, when you were kids, you had your parents, or you had some older person telling you, like, hey, don't do that. Hey, like, don't do, like. And as you become an adult, people become more, I'm not going to say accepting, but people become less concerned with what you're doing unless it's affecting them. So it's like, somebody who's living like, a cartoon character in the privacy of their own home, but you don't say anything about it. It's like, if he wants to be Mandark from Dexter's Lab, that's fine. He's a grown man. He's like, but is he living his life to his fullest in that? I think there are certain scenarios where, if you kind of have you have jurisdiction to go and investigate, is what I'm saying. You don't need a warrant. You don't need a reality warrant to go looking into that situation. Like, if, perfect example, like, you wouldn't want to wait. Let's say, if somebody's not healthy, like they're eating things, or, they're consuming certain foods or substances that they have no business. Like, about this, and it's like, you just don't say anything because it's like, oh, they'll eventually figure it. Maybe they won't figure it out. You can't assume that. All you know is what you see in front of you, and you have a responsibility to check them back in to the reality that they're trying to avoid. Like, if you have the ability to say something, because you don't want them to come back and be like, well, I was stuffing gummy bears down my throat every day, and you knew this was going on, but you didn't tell me to stop. Like, you didn't say, like, hey man, I think you had enough. Like, especially this was you were the only person who knew their dirty little secret. Like, you kind of are responsible, because you don't want certain things to become so drastic that, like, let's say if the reality police did exist, then there would be a reality SWAT team or reality special teams, where it's like a guy, he's trying to cut out sugar out of his diet. He, has, like, sugar problems. He might be diabetic or something like that. And he or she is an emotional eater, and they like to eat sweets when they get upset. And it's like, instead of offering them alternatives, say, hey, I'll work out what you do, I'll do this with you, you allow it to persist. And we would only hope in that situation that the reality police would come along, and he's like, they get whereabouts that someone's committing a crime against reality, and the reality of that person's life is that they can't consume sugary treats like that anymore. It's not good for them. But here they are, they're like, oh, I had a bad day. And he's saying he's got a banana split, double fudge banana split in front of him. He's saying, I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it. And they're trying to negotiate with him. And I say, look, man, don't eat the banana split. Don't eat the banana split. We're trying to help you here. It's not going to be good for you. If you eat that banana split, if you have half of it, it's going to lead to some really bad problems. And he's like, no. You don't understand. You don't understand. I have set in my mind that I'm going to do this. And they're keeping him on the line. They want to keep him distracted so he doesn't know that the reality SWAT is about to bust in. And he's like, no, I'm going to do it. I'm going to eat a bite. And they bust in, with like reality guns or whatever they would have. And here the guy is like, oh, wait a minute. Everybody back up. Back up. He's got a banana on his head. He's got a loaded banana to his head, folks. Everybody calm down. He said, look, man, I had a bad day. And all I want is a banana split. Because banana splits help me feel better about myself. I don't care if I won't be able to feel my foot after I eat this. I need to feel better about myself. And it's like, man, just put the banana down, man. He's like, no. I'll eat it. I swear I'll eat it. I'll dunk it in this fudge and I'll eat it like an ice cream pop. I'll eat it. And, all the meanwhile, they're keeping him distracted because they got like a tranquilizer sniper gun to his back. And then, he's about to take a bite with the skin on and everything. And he's like, and like he's going down. He's about to face plant into the banana split. And they got to like take it away, because he might go into like a shock if his nose touches it. And it's face plants, And you don't want it to come to that. But it would be nice. It would be nice to have somebody come in, because I have my moments. I have my moments where I'm going off the walls, like 4 a.m. I'm still up, listening to emo music, trying to like figure out where it all went wrong. And it's like, the reality of that situation is, it didn't all go wrong. I'm still here. I'm in a better situation than I was 3 years ago. I'm focused. I know what I'm doing. I know what I'm doing. Just a few years ago, I didn't know what I was doing. I was just doing things and I didn't know why. And now I'm to a point where I'm trying to like come back to my senses so I don't have to rely on the reality detectives to like create a whole profile on me. And like, I decide to have a slip up one day and, I'm in here smoking Black & Milds and drinking 40 ounces and they're just like, come on, man. You're going to have to come with us, right? And it's like, I just wanted to have fun, man. And it's like, no. I'm sorry, buddy, but those days of fun for you are over. And they just take me away. I come out, there's cameras, I got my shirt like this. Like, I just wanted to like be cool again. Like, and it's like, no. But that's the thing is like, we have to seek reality for ourselves. I guess this video is about encouraging you all to become reality junkies. Like, we all need to live in the real world sometimes. I'm not saying all the time you get so, because the real world isn't as pleasant as we would all like it to be. But for the most part, you need to spend a good amount of time there and realize like, there are certain things that are for you. There are certain things that aren't for you. We all can't do everything. And if there are things we want to do, we have to figure out how to make those things work for us and who we are as a person. And it's hard to accept that you can't do certain things sometimes, but there are other things that you can do. And until the day comes where we have reality police to come and check us out of the stupors, slumps, mind numbing, parallel universes we choose to live in to just like cope with everything, we have to do it for ourselves. We have to be our own reality police. We have to be our own reality checks. We have to constantly remind ourselves that this is the way life works and how am I going to adjust to it to make it work for me. And if you don't like your reality, it's up to you to take the responsibility and get the know-how on how to change it. And that's the only way it's ever going to be the way you want it to. But that's all for me, folks. I am going to try my best to up my video volume just because I got a lot to say and I need to say it at all times, and just trying to get this channel big. I'm trying to like refine everything and just really make this something. I really want to get into podcasts so I can start working on some other projects with some of my buddies. But hope you guys had a pleasant Tuesday. I think that's like Tuesday. And I wish you all the best. I hope you guys enjoy the rest of the week. You might see me again anywhere between now and Thursday. And you know what Friday is. But I love you guys. Love you guys are doing well. And remember, my IG is Trust the Troublemaker. My Snapchat is Trust for Trouble. If you like this, subscribe, hit the like button, hit the bell so you can get more of my videos in the future. And I love you guys. Don't ever drift too far in either direction. You know, don't stay too far in the real world and don't stay too far in the fantasy land. Just try to always have balance. Balance. This is the symbol for balance, I think, or something like that. But yeah. Be good, be safe. And as always, trust me to trouble you. I'll do it.